Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Usman. I'm a web developer and I make tutorials about web development. So if this is something that really interests you, consider subscribing to my channel. Also make sure you hit the notification icon so that you don't miss any of my content. So today I will show you how to create a calories tracker app using ReactJS, React hooks, and local storage. How this thing works? Watch now. As you saw, the application is very interesting. You are going to learn a lot. It's beginner friendly, so stay with me because we will open Visual Studio Code right now and start creating this app from scratch. Now I have created a new folder and I have opened this folder with Visual Studio Code. And now the first thing I need to do, I need to type a command which will start creating my React project. And that command is npx create-react-app, and you need to give it a name. So for the name, I will call this calories-tracker-app, and I will hit enter, and that will start creating my React.js project, which will take a bit of a time. So I'll come back to you when everything is created. So npx create react app just finished installing my project, and now what we see on the terminal, we see two commands: cd calories tracker app and npm start. So I will follow them. I'll say cd calories tracker app, and then I will say npm start, and that will start my development server on localhost 3000 by default. So I'll come back to you when my server has started. My server has started on localhost 3000, and what we see a spinning logo coming from React, and we are ready to begin creating our project. If I expand the folder inside Visual Studio Code, we see our files inside the source folder. And if we look at the app.js file, here we have a bunch of stuff which we will delete. And now first thing I want to do before doing this, I want to head to Google Fonts, because for this project we'll be using Roboto as a font. So here I will choose Roboto, and I'm gonna choose this one, regular 400. So I'll click on select this style, and what I will do, I will copy this line of code here with my keyboard, and then I will head to index.css. I will delete this line of code and this line of code right now here. I will leave it like this, and I will go back to my public folder, and inside the index.html, inside the head tag, I will place this link which I just copied. I'll hit my prettier, and I will save this index.html file. And inside the index.css, I will say, I'll copy this line of code, and I will say font family Roboto sans serif, and also I would like the font weight to be 800 in general. So I will save this and close all those files. And now what I will do, inside the app.js, I will delete everything up to the end of the div, and I will output hello from React. Let's see if I close this and I reload, we see hello from React. Perfect. So now what I will do, first of all, I would convert this into an arrow function. So I'll say const app equals an arrow function. And I'll remove this logo import right here. And I'll also delete it completely from the files. And I'll save. We should not have an error right now. We don't have an error. And what I will start doing right now, I will start creating our components. So first, I'll create a folder called components inside the source folder. So I'll say components. And inside this components folder, we will have a couple of components. So basically, you can imagine the counter that tracks the total calories on the left side and the delete all meals button on the right side. So that can go into a component folder. Also, we have in the center, we have the inputs with the button that can be a component as well. And also we have a modal that can be a component, and we have a section with all the meals we add. So that can be another component. So I will say inside the components folder, I will create a folder. First of all, I forgot the app bar. So we'll have also app bar, which will be, we will have a folder called app controls. Another one called app meals filter, which will hold the select basically. And we will also have a folder called app meals list. And finally, we'll have a folder called app modal, which will hold the modal component. So let's start creating those components. So here inside the app modal, let's create a file called app modal.js. Inside the app meals list, let's create a file called app meals list.js. Inside the app meals filter, let's create a file called app meals filter.js. Inside the app bar, we can create app bar.js. And inside app controls, we will create 3 files. First one will be app controls inputs.js. Another one will be app controls counter.js. And one more final one called app controls delete.js. Okay, let me close all those files here. So let's close all of them and let's start with the app bar. So what we will have inside the app bar, basically inside the app bar, we will first of all need to create a component. So I'll hit RFCA, which will create a functional component for me, and I will convert this to an arrow function. So I'll say const app bar equals an arrow function. And here, basically, I will have a div with the class name of app __ navbar. And inside this div, I'll have one h1, which will say calories tracker. I'll create a span tag, and inside this span, I'll say app, because app will be red. So we need to wrap it inside a span tag in order to style it. And now, after I have created my app bar, I can import it inside my app.js. So here I'll say import say app bar from /components/app bar/app bar, and I will place the app bar right here on the place of hello from React. So I'll say app bar just like this with the self-closing tag. I don't know what the hell is this. Okay, so I'll save and I'll go back to my browser and we see calories tracker app. Great. Let's now style this app bar. So I will go into app.css and I will first of all delete everything from here. So I'll delete everything from here, and first of all, we will start giving a general style for the div with the class name of app. So for this one, for .app, we will have position relative. The height will be 100 VH, 100 viewport height. The width, so the width of this will be 100%. Also, we will have a background of F4, 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 F4. And the overflow X will be hidden because I don't want any scroll bars on the overflow X on the X axis. So here I will save right now. And also I will style the app bar. So I'll say .app __ navbar, and this will be display flex. We'll say align item center. We will justify everything into the center. We'll say text align center. Color will be white. And background will be black. The width will be 100% and we will give it a height of 10 viewport height. I think that's it for the app bar. So if we head into our React app, we can see calories tracker app, exactly how we want it. And also we can say span. And for the span, we can give a color of red. And now we should see calories tracker app, the app word with the red color, and we see it. Let's also go to our public folder here right now again, and change this title here to calories tracker app, just like that. And let's save and close this file. And now we should see the title as this. Okay, we are done with our app bar. So I will close this. And after the app bar, we can create the counter component, which counts how many calories we have. And also we can create the delete all button on the right side. So for this one, what I will do inside app controls, so for app controls counter right now, I will create a functional component. So I will type RFCA and that will create a functional component for me. I will convert this into an arrow function. So I'll say const app controls counter equals an arrow function. And what this component will return will be a div with the class name of app underscore underscore controls underscore underscore counter. And here we will have an h2 which will say total calories semicolon space. We will have a span right here, and here we will output something. For the moment I will output 0, but later on we will output the real total calories we have. And I will save this right now, go back to my app.js file and import this. So I'll say import app controls counter from, okay, I have a typo here, so import app controls counter from /components /app controls counter. And after I have imported this, I will output it right here below the app bar. So I will say app controls counter with a self-closing tag. Right now, if I save and open my browser, we should see it right here. And indeed, it's placed right here, but we need to style it. So let's go to our app.css. And for this one, what we can do, we can say dot app underscore underscore controls underscore underscore counter. That will be with a position of fixed, and that will be top 50 pixels and left of 30 pixels. Let's save now and see where is this. It's right here. Okay. We can go right now to our app.js, check if everything is all right, and then we can create the other one, which is app controls delete component. So here again I will type rfca, convert this into an arrow function, and what this one will return, it will return that will return a div with the class name of app underscore underscore controls underscore underscore delete. And inside this div we'll have a button which will say delete all, and we will also have a class name for this button. So I'll call this btn underscore underscore delete underscore underscore all. Okay, let's save right now, go back to app.js, import this. So I'll copy this line of code, and I'll say app controls delete from app controls delete, and here I will output app controls delete just like this, and save, go back to the browser, and we see delete all button right here, but its place is not right there. We should move it to the right side. So let's go back to our app.css, and here we can say app underscore underscore controls underscore underscore delete, and this one will be again with the position of fixed. That will be top 80 pixels and left of 30 pixels. If I save now, we should see it on the right spot, but it's not because I said left, it should be right. Okay, so I'll save, go back, and it's right here. Let's also style the button. So we said btn underscore underscore delete all, and I can say dot btn underscore underscore delete underscore underscore all, and that button will have font size of 18 pixels. It will also have font size of 18 pixels. Background will be red. Color will be white. And what else? What else? If I save and go back, it looks like this. It will have outline of none, padding of 5 pixels. Let's see how this looks. And it will be text align center and border radius of 5 pixels. And also it will have a border of 1 pixel solid white. So hexadecimal FFFF. Now if I save, we see the button right here. And we'll come back to this later if we need to style anything additional. For the moment, let's leave it like this. Let's save this file, and let's go into our app controls input.js, and here let's create again a functional component. So I'll type RFCA, convert this into an arrow function real quick. So say equals an arrow function, and this one will return a div with the class name of app controls. So say equals class name equals app underscore underscore controls, and it will also have another div. So I'll create another div with the class name of app underscore underscore controls underscore underscore inputs, and inside this div we will have an input with the type of text. So type will be text, placeholder will be meal, and we should have a value, but the value will come from the app.js. So for the moment, let's leave it like this, empty. And it will have also an onChange event, but that will also come as a prop from the app.js file. So let's leave this right now as it is, and we'll come back later for this. Also, we have another input. So input with the type of number, and this input will have a placeholder which says calories, and I think that should be okay for this one for the moment. And also we will have a button here which will say add meal, and let's save this file right now and go back to our app.js and import this. So say import app controls inputs from /components app controls inputs, and we can place it right below this component here. So I can say app controls inputs, and if I save, we should see it right here, which is not the place it should be. So let's go back to our app.css and start styling this. So what we need to style, a div with the class name of app__controls and app__controls inputs. So here we can say .app ___ Did we style the controls? So first of all, we need to style app__controls div. So here app__controls, we can say for this one we want the width to be 50%. We want the height to be 150 pixels, margin of 50 pixels top and bottom, and 0 for the left and right. And for app controls ___ inputs, we can say width of 100%, the display of this to be flex, justify content to be center, actually to be space around, so I'll say space around, align items will be center, and flex direction will be column. We also need to style the button so we can also say app__controls inputs button, and that button will be with the padding of 5 pixels, width of 50%, text align will be center, color will be white, background will be red, margin will be 10 pixels top and bottom, and 0 and auto for the left and right. We want font size of 18 pixels. We want border radius of 5 pixels. and a border of 1 pixel solid black. Okay, that's okay for the button. We have styled the controls. So let's save and go back to our app, and we see this right here. Let's make sure we also style the inputs. So here I can say app underscore underscore controls underscore underscore inputs input. So each input will have a padding of 5 pixels, a margin of 10 pixels top and bottom, and 0 left and right. Font size will be 18 pixels, a border of 1 pixel solid RGBA, and here we'll say 0.2. Let's save and see how this looks. It looks just like this. However, this button is way too long, so let's make sure we give it a proper width. So I would say 25% for the width, and it should be like that. It's exactly how we want it. Okay, now that we have created this, let's give the same border to this button right here. So I can copy this line of code right here, and btn delete all will be with the border of 1 pixel solid black. Now if I save it like this. Okay, now we have created this, and we can start creating the component which will show our meals in a list after we add them. But before that, we can start creating some functionality just so that we have the right props which we need to pass to that child component. So here inside the app.js, let's start creating a couple of constants. So, but before that, let's import something that we will need. So I will say import React useState useEffect from React. And right here inside the app component, what we can do, we can say const meals and set meals. That will be useState, and that will be initially an empty array. Then what we have const meal name set meal name. That will be useState initially nothing, empty string. We also have const calories set calories, which will be equal to useState, again empty. Actually that would be a number because the input is with the type of number, so the value will be a number. We'll also have const open modal set open. Oh, my keyboard is so horrible. So set open modal, which will initially be useState of false. All right, Now I can hit my prettier, and what we can do, we can start working on the functionality of this. So right now I can add a handler. So I can say const add meals handler. That will be an arrow function. And what this handler will do for the moment, it will say console log meal added, just to test if the button will be properly linked. So we need to pass this add meals handler to our app controls inputs, which holds our button for adding the meal. So to do that, we need to use props. And here I will set a prop. So I'll say add meals handler equals add meals handler. And right here, I will destructure the props and I will accept this prop. So I'll say add, actually, let me copy this name here. So I'll copy this and paste it right here. So in order for this to work, I will have to create an on-click listener for the button. So I'll say on-click, and I'll create another custom function right now, which will call the function passed from the parent as a prop. So for this one, I will say on add meals click, and I will create this function right here. So I'll say const on add meals click. That will be an arrow function, which will call add meals handler just like this. So I will save right now both of the files, and I will open my developer tools right here. I will reload the app. You provided the value prop to a form field without an on-change handler. Okay, we'll fix this later. For the moment, let's click the button and we see that the button is working properly. Okay, that's great. Let's work on the functionality right now. So here, what we want to implement some logic, but before that, let's make sure also that we pass. Let's make sure that our inputs are working correctly. So to do that, to the app controls inputs, we can pass another prop here. We can say meal name to be equal to meal name, and also calories to be equal to calories. So let's accept those props right here. So calories and meal name, and the value of meal input will be meal name, and calories input, the value will be calories. And also we need to assign event listeners, so on change. So whenever we type something here, we need to fire a function, and that function will be set meal name and set calories. So we need to pass them as props as well. And what I will do, I'll say set meal name equals set meal name. So I'm passing this as a prop, and set calories equals set calories. And here we can say set calories and set meal name. And right here, we can say set meal name e.target.value. And the same for this input right here, on change equals an anonymous function, and we can say set calories to be equal to e.target.value. In order to check if that's working properly, let's console log those to see if they are working properly. So we can say console log meal name, and we can say console log calories. And now if I save this and open my tools again, and I type something right here, we should see what we have typed. So we can say string, and here we can actually, that's not good. We need to give this a min value. So right here we can say min to be equal to 0. Let's see what happens right now. So if I cannot go below 0. That's good. So right here I can say string and 4, 5, 6, 7 for number. I can add it, and we see that our inputs are working properly. So that's amazing. Let's go back to our app.js and start working on the logic here. So what needs to happen when I want to add a meal? So basically, we can say const old meals, and that will be an array which we will spread into this array the meals that we already have. And after that we can say const meal, and that will be an object containing the meal name, the calories, and also I want to give it a custom ID. So that ID will be mat_floor mat.random, and let's say we multiply this by 1000, which will give us a random number between 0 and 1000. Now after that we can say const new meals, and that will be equal to old meals.concat. So we will concat the newly created object meal we have created. And after this is done, we can say set meals new meals. But that has a negative effect right now, because I'll show you what happens. Now we can add a meal without typing anything inside the fields. To prevent this, I will make an if check. So here I will say if calories are less or equal to 0, or meal name is equal to an empty string, I want to do something, and else I want to do something else. So for the moment we can say alert must not be empty, and later on we'll create our modal, and inside the else block we will say set meals, and we will set it into the new meals we have created. And after this if block, let's make sure we reset the fields. So I'll say set meal name, that will be again an empty string, and set calories will be 0 again. So now if I save the app.js and go back to the browser and click on this button, we see the alert. And if I type something and click on add meal, we are adding the meal, but we are not seeing it right now because we haven't created that component yet, the structure of the component. So let's do that now. So inside the app meals list here, what we'll have another functional component, so RFCA, and that will be an arrow function which will have a div with the class name of app __ meals __ container __ wrapper. And inside this div we will output the meals, which will come as a prop. So here, to this component right here, I can first import it. I can say import app meals list from /component /app meals list /app meals list. And I can input this right here below this component, but also that will be inside another div. So here we'll have a div and we will input this inside this div, and later on you will see why. So I can say app meals list and make it with self-closing tag, and this div here will have a class name of app __ meals __ container. So technically that will be the container which will be the parent container which holds the select and the meals list component. And we will style this, and you will see how this looks. So here for app meals list, I wanna pass meals as a prop. So meals equals meals, and here I can accept this as a prop. So I'll make the structuring again. So I'll say meals, and here we'll say meals so meals dot map, and we'll say meal index, and what we will output another div, and the key of this div will be index, and the class name of this div will be app __ meals __ container __ wrapper __ inner. And what we'll have inside this div, we'll have another div which will hold the meal name. So we'll have template string here and say meal Okay, so we'll have template string, and we'll say meal dot, what was it? meal name. So meal name semicolon, and here we will have meal calories, I guess. Okay, and also we will have another div right here, which will store a button, and this button will say delete, and this button will have a class name of btn __ delete __ meal. Okay, let's save now and let's see what we have. So we can save this right now. We can reload the app and we can say fish 10. We can add the meal. We see fish 10 in the button. We can say chicken and we can add the meal. We see chicken. That looks okay. Let's style this and make it prettier. So let's go to our app.css right now. And what we need to style is, we need to style first of all this container called app meals container. So this container will be, so app meals container will be with a margin of 0 auto. It will be display flex. Align items will be center and justify content will be center, and we will want the flex direction to be column. After we style this div, we can style the app meals container wrapper div. So for this div right here, this wrapper div, that will be with the height of auto, width of 100%. We want the padding to be 16 pixels. Display will be flex. Align items center. Justify content will be center, and flex direction will be column. Okay, the wrapper is styled, so we can style also the app meals container wrapper inner. So let me copy right now this one here and style it as well. So this div will be to have a width of 50%, height of 50 pixels, display of flex, align items will be center, justify content will be space between, because we want the text to be on the left and the button for deleting to be on the right side, so that will be space between. We'll have a border of 1 pixel solid RGBA, that will be 0, 0, 0.2. We will have a margin of 10 pixels top and bottom and 0 left and right. We'll have a padding of 5 pixels. Font size will be 18 pixels. And what else we want? We want, let's say, font weight to be 800, and also a border radius of 5 pixels. Now if I save all of that, and we see our list with meals. However, we need to style the delete button. So to style this, we can say btn delete meal. We can copy right now this one and go below and start styling this button. So this button will have a padding of 5 pixels, no outline, so outline none, text align center, font size will be 18 pixels, color will be white, background will be red, border radius of 5 pixels, and let's give it a border of 1 pixel solid black. Let's save and see how this looks. So it looks exactly as it was in the demo. We have another functionality here. So if I click on add meal, we see this alert, which we want to do it as a modal. So let's create the modal component right now, and then we will create, or should we first create the delete handler? Okay, let's create the delete handler and then we'll create the modal. So let's work on delete. So for deleting the meal, we'll have to create another handler. So I'll say const delete meal handler. That will be an arrow function which will accept an ID and what we'll have here, we'll have the same logic as the add meal handler. So first of all, we will have to get the state, the current state. We don't want to modify the state directly. We always have to modify the state indirectly. So the way to do that, we first need to say const alt meals equals an array with, and we will spread the meals we have. So I'll say meals, and then we can say const new meals, and that will be a function. We will filter out the meal with the ID we receive. But in order for this to work, we need to pass this handler to the component. So right here, this button will have a listener which will be called, we'll call this on delete meal, and that will be equal to something. And let's pass this delete meal handler right here. So delete meal handler will be equal to delete meal handler. So we are passing this function as a prop to the component. And here we can say delete meal handler, and on delete meal will be a function which will be initiated right here. So we'll say const on delete meal, that will be an arrow function, and let me see. So we have this right here, and that will call the delete meal handler, and we will pass this ID right here. So I'll say ID, and here we can say delete on delete meal. Actually, we don't need this function right here. We can directly say on click, and we can fire this function which we receive as a prop. So we can say delete meal handler, and here we can pass the meal.id. So now let me prettify this, and let's go to app.js, and here let's finish our logic. So here we'll have const new meals equals old meals dot filter. So here we will filter out the meal, and we'll filter out the meal with the ID which is not equal to the received ID here. And after we have done this, we can set the state. So we can say set meals to be equal to new meals. And let's see if this works. So let me save both files and type something. So type add meal. It doesn't work. Let's see the problem. Why it's not working. Warning, cannot update a component app while rendering a different component. App meals list to locate the bad set state. Go inside app meals list. Follow the stack trace as described. Okay, let's see what's the problem right here. Okay, so delete meal handler. Let me have a look. Okay, now let me see what was the problem again. Okay, so if I try to add a meal, I can say fish, and we click on add. We have warning, cannot update a component app while rendering a different component. App meals list. Okay. Let's see. Delete meal handler. Delete meal handler. And here we can convert this to an anonymous function. And let's see what will happen now. Meal, add meal. Yeah, we see the meal is added. I can delete, and the meal is deleted. Great. So the problem is fixed. Let's work right now on the model. So what I will do, I will close this file right now, and inside this app model component, let's create another functional component. So RFCA, the normal arrow function, const equals an arrow function. Okay, and here this model component will have a div with the class name of app__model, and inside this div we'll have an h3 which will say calories must be bigger than 0 and middle name cannot be blank. Also, we will have a button which will be for closing the modal, and here I'll say close. And this button will have a class name of btn underscore underscore close underscore underscore modal. Okay, and let's style this modal first. So here I can say app underscore underscore modal, and the modal will have a width of 300 pixels, a height of 250 pixels, a background of F4, 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 a border of 1 pixel solid, RGBA, the same color as the meals list, but here we will have 0.5, so slightly bigger, and border radius will be 5 pixels. We want this model to be with the position of absolute, so I'll say position absolute. We want the color to be black, so it will be in the top 50%, left 50%, and we will also say transform, translate, minus 50% and minus 50% for the X and Y axis, which will position the model exactly in the center of the page. After that, we can say display flex, you can say align items center, justify content center, flex direction will be column, text align will be center, and we also want a little bit of padding, so I'll say 5 pixels for the padding. Okay, after that we can style the button inside the model, so we can copy this class name right here, and this button will have the following styles. It will be with a padding of 5 pixels. We don't want any outline, so I'll say outline none. Text align of the button will be center. Font size 18 pixels. Background will be red. Color will be white. Border radius, I want a little bit of border radius, so I'll say 5 pixels. We can say border 1 pixel solid white, and I want a width of 90%. Okay, so we are done with the styling of the model. I can save this, and I can also, for the moment, save this and go back to my app.js file, and I can import the model right here. So I can say import app model from /components app model, and I can say app model. And what we will do in order to show the model, we will have some logic as well. I mean, we will use the logic we already created. So, but before that, let's make sure we place the model somewhere. It doesn't really matter where. So we can say app model as a component right here. So that'll be with the self closing tag. And if I save right now, we will see the model exactly in the center of the page. But we cannot remove it as the button is not working, and it shouldn't behave like this. It should be visible to us when we don't have nothing, when we have nothing typed inside the fields. So in order to do this, we will say in the place of the alert, we can say, so when we don't type anything, we can say set open modal to be equal to true. And after that, we can also pass this set open modal as a prop, that function set open modal, and here we will receive it as a prop. So set open, actually let me copy this right now instead of wasting time. So I'll copy right now, I'll paste it right here, and we need to assign listener to this button, so whenever we click it we need to fire this function. So what we can do, we can say on click we can make an anonymous function, and here we can fire set modal open, and we can set that to false. And let's see if this is working properly right now. So it stays like this, and this is because we should have a check right here. So let's wrap this whole thing inside curly brackets and let's make a check. So basically, if modal is open, so if this is true, we want to show the model, else we want to show nothing. Now if I save and I go to the browser, I can click on add mail, we see the model. I click on close, we close the model. Exactly how we want it. Great, so our application is having progress, so we are almost done with it. So now what is left, we should be able to delete all the items we have added. So we can currently delete single one, but we should be able to delete also all of them. So to do this, we need to assign a handler to this button, and we need to create this handler. So here I can create a handler called const delete all meals, and that will be again our function. And what this will do, it will just set meals to an empty array again, and we need to pass this as a prop to our component. So here to app controls delete, we can say delete all meals to be equal to delete all meals, and inside this component right here we can accept this like a prop, delete all meals, and to this button we can just assign a listener to say on click to be equal to an anonymous function which will fire off delete all meals. Now if I save everything and go back to the app, I can click the button and it's not working. Let me see why. Okay, let me have delete all meals. So delete all meals is not working because we need to do it differently here. We need to fire this function right now. Let's save and see what happens. So we can delete them right now. So it's working properly. Great. So final thing we need to do, we need to do the logic in order to see how many calories we have in total. So if I say cream 100, we should see 100 here instead of 0. So for this, what we can do, we can say right here inside the app.js, we can say cons total. And first of all, we need to think how we will get the calories. So basically, we have an object, we have an array of objects which have a property called calories. So we need to create an array which consists of only the calories like elements. So that array should contain only calories inside it. And then we need to use the reduce method in order to calculate this. So to do that, I will do the following. Inside my app.js file, I'll say, first of all, I'll say meals.map. And first of all, I will map meal.calories. And I will console log total for you to see what I mean by this before. So I can save now. And we have 100 inside this array. If I say fish, I can say 200 and I can add the meal. We see 100 and 200. Now we just need to add another method right here. So we can say reduce, and that takes an accumulator and a value. And that returns accumulator plus value, because we want this to be a number. And we can say 0 for the initial. And now I can console log total to see how much we have. Let's see. So we have 300. Yes, it is 300. So we can say some blah blah random stuff, and we can say 1000. We can add when we had 1300. Exactly how it is. Now we have 300. Now we have 100, and now we have 0. Okay, let's add this total into the components. So right here, to the app controls counter, we can add a prop total to be equal to total. And here we can say, we can make the structuring total. And here we can say total. Let's save both files. Let's close that for the moment. Let's go back to our browser and we can say meal 100 at meal. We see 100 right here. We can say fish 50. I can add the meal. We see 150. If I delete, they are gone. We see 0 right here, but we don't have our select filter. So let's work on the select filter finally. So in order to create the filter, what I will do is inside this app meals filter component, I will create another functional component that will be an arrow function. So const meals filter equals an arrow function. And this component basically will return a div with the class name of app underscore underscore meals underscore underscore container underscore underscore select. And inside this container we'll have a select. And here we'll have a couple of options. So first one will be with the value of nothing. Second one will have a value of ascending, and the third one will have a value of descending. Okay, and here we can say ascending, descending, and this select will have a default value, default value, which will be the selected filter, which will pass as a prop. So here we need to create another constant. So we'll say const selected filter set selected filter, and this will be useState, nothing for the moment. And inside this right now, let's first import this component. So let's say import app meals filter from component slash app meals filter app meals filter, and we will output this right here inside this container. So we'll say app meals filter with a self-closing tag, and let's also pass the props. So selected filter will be equal to selected filter, and also the function set selected filter will be equal to set selected. Okay, selected filter and set selected filter, we will accept them as props inside the component. So here we'll have selected set selected filter and selected filter, and the value here will be the selected filter initially. And we will have an on change here, so it will be on change, and that will be equal to an anonymous function, and we'll say set selected filter to be equal to e.target.value. So basically that will populate selected filter with the value which we have clicked on. So now if I save this and save the app.js file, we should see our select right here. Let's also style it. So let's go back to our app.css, and here the styling of this will be so what was the name of this? App meals container select. Okay, so dot app meals. Okay, so dot app meals container select, and this one right here actually will style the select. So here I will add select, and this select will have an outline of none, padding of 5 pixels, font size of 18 pixels, border of 1 pixel, solid RGBA 0, 0, 0.2, the same as we have already used. Okay, let's save now and let's see how this looks. Okay, so we have our select right now, but we need to implement the logic for it to work. So if I say meal 150, fish 1000, I need to sort them by ascending or descending order. So to do that, what I can do right here inside the app.js component, I can use effect. So I'll say use effect, and this use effect will have one dependency. So here inside this use effect, first of all, I will get the old state. So I'll say old state, const old state equals, again an array, and I will distribute the meals we have. And after that, I will make an if check. So if selected filter is equal to ascending, I want something to happen, and also else if I'll have selected filter if it's equals to descending, then I also want something to happen. So here inside this if block, if selected filter equals ascending, we want to create a constant called ascending meals, which will be equal to old state dot sort. Oops. So it will be dot sort. So we will sort them, and that takes two elements A and B and returns. So for ascending, it will be A dot calories minus B dot calories. And after we have sorted this, we can say set meals ascending meals, and the logic for the descending is the same. So we can say const descending meals equals old state dot sort A and B like elements, and here we will return A dot calories. It will be opposite, so it will be B dot calories minus A dot calories. And after we have done this, we can set meals to descending meals. Okay, and here as a dependency we will pass selected filter. Now if I save, we should be able to see what happens. So I can say fish 100, cake 50, chicken 500. I can add this meal, and now if I do ascending, we see that they are sorted by ascending order. I can say descending, and they are sorted in a descending order. Okay, everything works properly. We can delete, and the final thing we need to do right now, we need to persist everything to local storage. That will be a very quick one. So here, when we add the meals, we can say local storage that set item. You can say meals for the key, and we can say JSON that stringify new meals. Okay, when we have this, we need to do the same for the delete. So here we can say local storage set item, again meals, and we need to JSON.stringify new meals. Okay, now if I save this and I reload the app, open my tools, and open application right here, and I can say local storage right here. We can say chicken, and we can say 100 calories. We can add, and we see that it gets added inside local storage. We can say cake 500. We can add, and it gets added as well. I can delete, and you see that it updates. But if we add something right here, add again, click delete all, it stays. Why? Because we haven't cleared the local storage. So here, delete all meals handler. Inside this handler, we can say local storage.clear, and I can save, and I can click the button and they get deleted. Let's test this. So cake 100, refresh, it doesn't stay. It's in local storage but doesn't stay. And why it's not staying? Because we have to pull it out from local storage on component loads. So here we can use another use effect. I can say use effect, and I can say const local storage meals equals JSON.parse. So we are parsing them back from local storage. So we are converting them again to JavaScript objects, whatever we have inside local storage. And here we can say JSON.parse local storage.get item meals. And after I have the local storage meals taken from local storage, I can say set meals to be equal to local storage meals. And here as a dependency, I will provide set meals as the function. So right now, if I save, we should have an error. Okay, so now if I delete and I reload, okay, let's see our tools right here. Okay, in the console we have React hook is missing dependency. Okay, we can leave this, doesn't matter. So right now we can say cake 100 add meal, soap 500 add meal, chicken 1000 add meal. Let's add one more. I don't know. What else? Fish 300 add meal. We have our meals right here. We can sort ascending, descending, it works. I can delete, it works again. I can refresh the page and they stay. I can delete all, they are gone. I can refresh and we have an error. Cannot read property map of null. So why this is happening is because when we have nothing inside local storage, we have null as a result. So here I can make a check. So here inside this app component, app.js component, we can make a check right here and we can say, so if we don't have any meals, so if we have meals, we can distribute the meals inside an array, else we want an empty array. That should fix the problem. And also here inside the app meals list, that will If this is null, again, it will throw an error. So I can chain an optional question mark here, and that should fix the problem. So if I save this now and reload the app, we again have a null property. Oh, the total. Okay, so here for the total, we can make another check. Where is this total? So we can say so here meals, it's not null. If it's not null, we want to do this operation. If it's null, we want total to be 0. So if I save now, we should be able to see that the app is okay. So we can say coffee 1000, chicken 100, cake 500, add meal. Try to add without typing anything. We see the modal, we can close the modal, we can sort, I can delete, and everything works properly. So this is what we have created today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.